Hi everyone, my name's Electric Donkey and welcome back to another GameMaker tutorial. So today we're back on the NPC tutorial, as you can see. I think this is part like 14 or something. Something crazy. We've not got too far to go. I think we maybe got 2 or 3 more videos left and then we should be finished. So if you remember in the last video, I mentioned about having a searching script where, yeah, it was the remove. So instead of asking for a place it wants to remove, it's going to look for an item, and then it's going to search for that item, and then if it finds it, it's going to remove it. So let's start that. So let's duplicate the remove script, and we're going to call it script item script inventory search and destroy. Because why not? So we need to change this. So this needs to be completely different. It needs to be script item that inventory search and destroy, and this is going to take in item. So full screen this for a start. So we're not going to have that XX. In fact, we're going to have item. Okay, maybe not item. It, that'll do. So that's our first argument. So what we need to do is we need to search for it. So we can't do any of this. So let's just comment that out. We might need it later. I don't know. I'll just keep it commented out for the time being. Get the item count. So basically here we want to search, because before we can do any of this, we need to know if we have any items. So search for the item. Now if we close this down for the minute, go into pick up item. We can actually copy this bit, so when it says check for item in inventory, we can just copy that and bring that over to the search and destroy, and basically whatever's here, so just delete that. But this is basically exactly the same what we want to do. So it's saying we're looping through our inventory height, we're looping through our inventory width, and then if that slot is equal to, let's change this to item, or it even, and the count is, no, we don't need this bit either actually. Then what we're going to do is we're going to want to get rid of one. Okay. I think that's simple enough, and we'll just get rid of that as well. So what this is doing is it's saying it's searching through the height, searching through the width, and then it's checking to see whether that slot we've got is equal to the item we want to remove, and then we want to say actually we want to get rid of this. Because what we want to do is we want to do everything here. Now wants to go in here, and that's all going to need to tab over quite a bit. So tab that over 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 3. Okay, so what this is doing is it's doing this check to see what the item is. Now it's knows where the slot is, so we know exactly what slot that item is in. So now we can do all of this using that, I believe. What has gone on here? Right, so that needs to go back over there. And there we go. I think that's pretty simple. I might go and explain that again at the end because that was quite quick. I went over that, but that is pretty much it. So I can't remember where we did it. I think it might have been the selling NPC. where we... Nope, maybe not. Inventory? Yeah, I think it's probably the inventory. So if we drop the item, here we go, add new script for search and destroy. So what we're saying is we're adding this, and then we want to remove one of those items. We want to use script inventory search and destroy, and the item is global.last item. So I think last time we had a bit of a glitch where oh, not a glitch, but we worked around it, where it wasn't actually removing the item once we sold it. So this should then, once it's been sent back to the inventory, it should search for it and then destroy it once. So fingers crossed, this should work. The other thing it might do, because I can't remember how I wrote the remove script, but I think it might get rid of all of them. So if you have like 3, and you just dragged one of them in, it will get rid of 3, which isn't really what we want. So but you know, that can be really quickly fixed. But let's see if this will work. In theory it should, but who knows. So if we just add some items, we want to make sure we've got more than normal as well, not more than one. There's already, let's put it down there then. I also want to check that if we've got multiple slots of the same item, that it's not going to go wrong. Right, so if we take, so there was 4 of them, and we drag it into there. Aha! So there's only 3 there. So if I keep selling these, they are literally they're just going. What happened there? Because I swear we had 4 there. I'd like to check that again. Let's just check these work. Is this working? It's a bit trippy that. Wait. Yeah, this is where something's going wrong. So we're dropping it in here, and it's kind of keep going back, which is quite odd. Maybe we need kind of a pause. So after we've released it. So what if we copy this? Right, and we comment it out here. And then let's go find. So we're actually adding. We want to do it there. That's what we want to do. So what this is doing is it's adding back the item. Actually, yeah, this is saying if it's not. I've noticed what we've done wrong. It's really simple. We didn't even need this script, but it's a handy script to have. Anyway, so what we've actually done is we've said we want to say here, else do that. I think. Because what we're actually saying here, before we were saying if global.height equals 1, then we're going to add it back. So, right, let me explain this to the best of my ability. Basically, what we were doing here is before we added any of this in, we were just saying if global.height equals 1, when we drop the item, we're going to add it into the slot we dropped it. Because that makes sense, right? But then when we added this in, we were still saying we're going to do this and this and this and this, and then when you've dropped it even in the slot, we're going to add it back in it anyway. But actually what we want to do is we say if you're not sold it, we want to add it back. So fingers crossed now, guys, this should work. Little derp out there. We could have solved that literally in 1 line of code. But as I say, that search and destroy script is probably quite handy, because a lot of the time you won't know exactly what slot it is you want to destroy. You want to know what item it is, and that's it. So now if we go and add some items, let's sell some shields this time. So there we go. So let's just try dropping it there. Doesn't actually do anything. That's whatever it is that's going there isn't right. So maybe it couldn't be fixed with one line of code. So let's just see. So even if we sell the item, we want to set it back to nothing. And in fact, here as well, we want to set it back to nothing. So once we've sold the item, we want to get rid of the item visibly as well. And if we've dropped it in a random place, then we want to set it back to nothing. So now this should work. And I think I've rushed through this really quickly. So in the next video I might just go back and explain a few bits of it and put some comments in, just so you guys kind of know what's happening for future reference, because I haven't actually added many comments so far. So let's add some shields. There we go. So now if we, yep, that's all working fine. Can we still drag and drop the items? No, we can't. Fix that in the next one. Mind you, if you look at this, that does seem to be working. So let's just check this last one sells properly. Yeah. So unfortunately we've kind of fixed one issue and made one more in the process, but I think it's one that we can fix quite easily. Can't really do it now though because we've run out of time, unfortunately, but the next video, as I say, I will fix that, and I will show you guys some comments and stuff that you can just add in to make it a bit easier to read. But other than that, I think it went pretty well, and I will remember, whoops, getting ahead of myself here. So remember to like, subscribe, or just do whatever you guys do, and I will talk to you later.